Hey, what's going on guys, Mixube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at an Izzet Dragons deck for standard best of 3. So this weekend is the standard metagame challenge, and that means that we're going to be grinding for a ton of packs, which by the way, if you guys want to get a lot of Innistrad and are not good at drafts or do not enjoy drafting, this is the weekend for you to play Magic if you have the time. So I played a bunch of Dimir control, but the problem with control is that it's not as consistent. Right, like sometimes you're just not going to draw well, you can flood, you might not get the perfect answers. So asking to go 7-0 isn't super realistic. Every single attempt with Dimir I've had is like 3-1 or 4-1, and around that spot we kind of like brick out or lose to some very hard aggro, and the games also take long, which normally I enjoy, but for a 3-day weekend event where I'm trying to maximize my pack gain, we're trying to play something different, and I don't really want to play aggro. Like, you can play Gruul Werewolves or mono green or mono white or whatever, but it's not really my style. I'm more of a kind of blue card draw, kill your stuff kind of guy. So Izzet Dragons is a perfect deck, I think, for the challenge. It also features a lot of new cards. So I know the top end of Goldspan Dragon Epiphany is very groan worthy. It's not very exciting. We do have a ton of new stuff. And I think my favorite new card in this deck is the Smoldering Egg. I've played this in Izzet Delver and it was fine there. Like, it was a solid card. It just didn't flip that often because it didn't have that many expensive instants or sorceries. But in this deck, ooh, it flips all the time. The amount of times I've had 1 to 3 Ashmouth Dragons on the board at a time flipped is so sweet. So for those of you that don't know, 2 mana 0/4 Defender, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a number of Ember counters on Smoldering Egg equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Then if it has 7 or more counters on it, you basically remove them and you flip it to the Ashmouth Dragon. 4/4 flyer, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 to anything. This card is so sick. And again, we're basically Izzet spells. We don't have many creatures. We're literally like a 9 creature deck. So this thing flips all the time. Other new cards we have Deluge, card draw spell, really solid. We generate a lot of mana via Goldspan Dragons, as you know, so Deluge is a really good fit. You can also have curves of Egg on 2, counter something, or Command on 3, and then Deluge on 4, and it flips, which is really cool. Anyways, that's just a nice little play pattern I've noticed. We also have one Regent. Regent's here as another dragon in the place of Galazeth Prismari. Low-key think it's better and the mana is easier, although the mana in this deck is really solid. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you draw a card for each of that spell's colors, then when it dies, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. So typically just deals 1 if you have another dragon on the field, but if you have like Alrund's Epiphany Birds, it can deal a bit more. Anyways, other card choices we have Stroke, Negate, just typical counter magic. Saw It Coming, more typical counter magic. That's it for the main deck counter spells. We have Cinderclasm, Dragon's Fire as our main sources of removal. We also have like Shadow Skull Smashing that acts as a removal spell, and Jwari's Disruption that acts as a counter spell, so you can kind of like put those in there if not here. Cool, really good DFCs for the deck. What else? Expressive Iteration, you guys know this, pretty nuts. Some counter spells, some commands as Artifact, Hate, if not Ramp, if not a Shock. And yeah, Epiphany, just the best top end. You can kill your opponent really quickly out of nowhere with a bunch of Goldspan Dragons and a bunch of extra turns, also a bunch of Smoldering Eggs. This thing insta-flips off a Flashback Deluge or a 7 mana Alrund's Epiphany, so just keep that in mind. Manabase is fairly solid. There's actually a lot of lists I was looking at, and mine is different from a lot of them. There's people running Snow, there's people not running Snow. No lists that I saw ran Snarls. I think Snarls are pretty solid. They're not perfect, but a lot of the time, people were just not running them or running the Snow Tapland, I think they're better than that. And we have 10 ways to make it enter untapped. So I think it's worth it. If you're worried about this entering tapped, you can always just lower the amount of other DFCs you have. And we have one Field of Ruin because the mana is pretty good. We have Treasure Generation and we have like a bunch of dual lands. So I think it's worth having one main deck Field of Ruin as Hate to the man lands. Speaking of which, a Hall, a Den, and obviously the spell lands. So the amount of lands we have 21 plus 6, so we have 27 lands, which I think is a good spot for the deck. Sideboard, we have new cards in the sideboard as well. We have Burn Down the House as a sweeper against aggro, which I've really been enjoying. No one expects this card, especially in best of 3. Not many people are running it, but I do find having a sweeper is useful, even though you can wipe your own threats. Typically, you're way less aggressive than your opponents are in aggressive matchup mirrors. So this card's really good. Also can make the Devils in case that's relevant. We have the Malevolent Hermit, which honestly, I just don't want to spend a wild card on a second sideboard slot because I don't play that much best of 3. Play a second one if you have it. Probably cut the Suspicious Stowaway. But Malevolent Hermit's really good. For a blue, you can sack it to counter target non-creature spell unless your opponent pays 3. Disturb, and the disturbed creature is non-creature spells you control can't be countered, and then the standard disturbed clause. We have the Stowaway, which basically, when it hits the player, you loot and has daybound, also can't be blocked. On the night side, when it hits a player, you draw. So good against control, just testing it out. I saw some lists that ran this. Other new card, just 1 Cathartic Pyre in the place of the 4th Burning Hands. This is kind of a flex spot, can be whatever you want. I like it reserved for an anti-aggro spot based on how sideboarding works, but it can kind of be whatever. Cinderclasm has been really good, especially for facing a lot of white. Inferno for control, Burning Hands for green, and it's honestly fine against white. They have a lot of low toughness creatures, and there's more counter spells. Anyways, guys, sorry it's not a crazy deck, but I did want to farm the challenge on video because that's kind of what I'm doing with my weekend. Believe me, after that, we're going to get a lot more decks. We're going to open a ton of packs because I plan on doing well in these, and then we're going to have more creativity, and I'll feel less guilty spending some wild cards on some mediocre cards. Anyways, that's it for my ramble. I know I rambled a lot in the intro. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video. It will be in the description down below as always, and consider subscribing. Motivate me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, let's go on the play. Perfect for the tempo style deck. Awesome hand. I mean, not perfect, but still pretty solid. I don't need that untapped, so we can just play it tapped on 1. Hello. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Okay. Let's get down the egg. This card is such a beast. Absolutely crazy. Looks like mono white. Actually, that's a lie. It looks like angels. Okay, so is it iteration time? Try to find some land, or is it just Foretell Epiphany tap land? It can be that, honestly. Just get this out of the way. We're gonna need some lands anyways for Goldspan Dragon. I'm more likely to find something castable. Okay. I don't hate this. Get that out of the way. Foretell. So probably not mono white. Probably just Orzhov. Also, yeah, having this a turn ahead of schedule is nice. Yeah, Orzhov. So they're running Snow. I mean, we knew that from the Plains, but they're more committed to Snow. This is probably a Starnheim Unleashed. Okay, so iteration. Snarl's good to exile. Probably grabbing Deluge just to have some more card advantage. But maybe that's just my control side wanting to shine through. They are playing a lot of flyers, and a lot of them are 4/4s, so I do think it's worth taking Deluge over second Goldspan Dragon. So we're going to go hand Library Exile. Look how sweet the Snarls are, guys. And we have a Negate open, if we need it. If not, we have Goldspan on curve, which I know you guys are sick of this card, but cut me some slack. I haven't played it in all of 2022, or rarely. I haven't played this deck in 2022 at all. We're going to counter Retribution. Beef up the Smoldering Egg. Okay, that's really good. So, Mountain, we're going to go for the Goldspan Dragon. It sadly will not flip our Smoldering Egg just yet, but it's good to have something to do with our mana. Okay, more tapped lands. removal spell that burns out an angel. And yeah, extra turn as well as Deluge is really sweet. Okay, they make a 4/4. That's fine. Counter is fine. Do they get in there? They do. Okay. I mean, there's no point on Dragons firing right now. We can do it later because it's on treasure mana. Okay, so like Epiphany and then Dragon's Fire, and I think they're just dead. Okay. That gets flipped. We do have 4 mana, but I want to... Ooh, hold on. We choose a dragon, we target this, we pay. Targeted the wrong thing. Now we choose the dragon. We go face. And I'm not 100% sure they're dead, but I'm pretty sure they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. Okay. Never mind. I know we have a bit of overkill here, but I'm not going to cast the Deluge, guys. Don't worry. We're just the better mid-range deck at the end of the day. We're more controlling, and we have more card advantage. Alright, so against Angels, I'm not going to lie, I have not faced Angels a lot. So 3 mana burn spells are bad. So like Cinderclasm should probably go. Prismari Command's not great. Egg is fine. Dragon's Fire is very... It's interesting, right? Because it deals with everything as long as we have a Goldspan Dragon or a Regent. So I'm going to go with maybe on this. Let's see what else we can fill out. Disdainful Stroke seems good. Negate. Negate seems fine as a 2 of. Maybe we go for like 2 burn the houses down to sweep up boards of angels and we like cut a Dragon's Fire. Test of Talents doesn't seem great. It doesn't hit much because they have a lot of enchantments. Kind of whatever. This is here for control. This thing is pretty big. More here against control though. I think this is fine. I'm just trying to figure out if I want another Dragon's Fire, and if so, what I would cut. I think I'm good with everything here. Seems fine. It's arguable that we should trim a negate, but they have so many enchantments and, yeah, mostly enchantments that I care about removing. I'm thinking of the 5 mana one and the 4 mana one. Also, Goldspan being brick-walled by a bunch of angels is very weird. Or it's not weird, it's just unfortunate. Alright. Let's go, opponent. Alright, sick. Let's do this. We have tapped Jwaris on 1 if we want. Egg on 2, which we love to see egg on 2. I think I'm going to get one of my Jwaris down at least. Just build up to good mana. I mean, we have double iteration, so we shouldn't have that much trouble finding land. Along with a Deluge. But I like having at least a couple more lands on the field. Okay. Egg online. They play Swamp into Valkyrie, say go. Honestly, I'm tempted to just pass and hold open Jwari's Disruption. Is that bad? I mean, it's pretty bad. They don't have to play into it. And besides, if I play this land, they're going to think I'm holding open a 3 mana counterspell. So I think we just get iteration down. Ooh, that's awkward. I mean, I'll take Dragon's Fire. What are we exiling? Probably this, right? Doesn't really matter all that much, and we can play tap land. So not perfect, but I think this is fine. We progress the Smoldering Egg to the Ashmouth Dragon. We'll see. I wonder if this is a Starnheim Unleashed Youthful Valkyrie. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Them having something like this, and then us getting punished for holding open Jwaris. Okay, we take a bit of damage. Iteration again. So, is this a Moonveil Regent turn? I think I'm good to play Iteration and hope to find another red land. I don't think that's too greedy. We have a lot of them, and we have this for Snarl. Okay, sweet. Other egg. I'm definitely taking this pathway. Am I taking double land here? That's a decent question. I honestly might be. Well, this is going to be land 4, this is going to be land 5. Okay, let's take egg. Library Exile. Play you out. And I think we just say go. Use the Dragon's Fire. Maybe we should have kept a 4th copy in the deck. I just didn't want to draw it in spots where it couldn't hit anything. Like, let's say we didn't have this Goldspan or the Regent in hand. It'd be so bad against like a Righteous Valkyrie. Or literally any 4 Toughness Angel, which, as you know, there's a lot of. So, we're holding open, like, we're bluffing up Negate and stuff like Disdainful Stroke, which is very concerning for them. They know we have a lot of counter magic. We are Izzet Dragons. And against Orzhov, it's a slower deck. Okay, double Foretell. We've drawn triple Iteration. Like, that's pretty solid. I think I'm good to play Dragon's Fire here. Dome the 2/4, prevent some life gain. They foretold pre-combat, so I'm less concerned. Yeah. Okay, what are we doing? So there's a couple options. Option 1, Smoldering Egg into Iteration, flip Smoldering Egg. Option 2, Goldspan into other Smoldering Egg, try to flip them both on the same turn, which is pretty greedy, but I kind of love it. Oh yeah, get in there. And if they target it, we make a treasure and cast Deluge anyways. I feel like they have something, but I also feel like just getting this down is fine. Alright, sick. We're all the way dragoned up. And now, even though we haven't hit that many more lands, like, I don't know if we're going to be able to hit... Well, we are going to be able to hit land 6 via the Deluges or the Iterations. But yeah, these flipping, and then for every instant or sorcery we cast, we're going to have a 4 damage to anything. That's going to be really sweet. Starnheim Unleashed. Okay. Valkyrie gets bigger. Do you attack? I feel like you don't in this spot. They do, okay. Sure. And there's a Saw It coming. So, we can attack with Goldspan Dragon, but I don't love that. I want to flip this. I think we start with the Iteration, try to find some more lands. Flip the first Ashmouth Dragon. Okay, that's going to the hand. Regent, Deluge. We can attack here. We can also just hold back. I mean, that's the thing. If we hold back, we're eventually just going to be able to burn these down. So while it's weird, I think we just pass. And then cast Deluge. And then eventually deal 4 to all these 4 toughness creatures. This could just be another Starnheim Unleashed. Youthful Valkyrie. I feel like that's fine. If I'm going to counter something, I'd rather counter something seemingly more relevant. That's a lot of Youthful Valkyries. They're going to get pretty big. I'm hoping we can find some more Burny spells. Lots of Air Flyers is concerning, but it's like fine. Okay. And I guess we just send this face. There's no reason not to. That seems good. And am I taking just another land so I can cast it without having to attack? I think so. Okay. So, land Epiphany. That's really, really sweet. Okay, a bit more red seems fine. Can we just burn them out? No attacks from the golds, or no attacks from the dragons. Not yet. Okay, now we're dealing 4 damage to everything for each instant or sorcery we cast. So maybe we just have to remove this Youthful Valkyrie. Kind of down to play this Goldspan Dragon. The thing is, they have all these blockers. This one's the one I'm the most concerned about. If we could find a Dragon's Fire, that'd be really good. I think we just go for other Allrun's Epiphany. How bad is that, really? I feel like I attack with this. And if they block with a 4/4, it's kind of annoying, but it's also kind of whatever. We already have so many other Goldspan Dragons. Plus the mana boost is nice. We have 7 mana. You know what? I can probably outgrind them, though. I'm not going to throw this away. No attacks. Allrun's Epiphany again. Let's start burning down angels. You know what? Nah, we're going to shoot these. Which one did I target? This one. Okay. Okay, smashing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I had other land, we could deal a ton of damage. Okay, even if we're dealing 5, we do 5 here, right? And then this is 6, 7. Maybe we just attack. Get the extra mana. I think that's worth it. Okay, I'm throwing away a Goldspan Dragon here. 4 more ramp, but I think it's fine. We're so ahead on cards, like, it's really worth it here. Okay, so this is how we're doing this. So we're going 6, right? We're going 4 and 4. Like that. So we're going like this. Both the Ashmouth Dragons are triggering. And we're removing all of those creatures. Alright, let's go. Do they have another Starnheim Unleashed? I mean, it'd be kind of annoying, but honestly, we could probably grind our way through it. Okay, big Youthful Valkyrie. Again, not ideal, but like I said, it's fine. It's a chump block. That is a chump block. Goldspan Dragon. It trades for one of these, whereas each spell I cast, like I said, removes 2 of them. I think we just pass here. We can cast this for 7. We can go 4 and then 3. I think I just foretell here. You know what? I think I'm going to hold everything. I don't know what we're going to hit off this deluge or this deluge. Maybe I'm supposed to be more aggressive. But I mean, look at my hand and look at theirs. They have a couple man lands. But I'm really banking on these dragons to bring me the distance. That's completely fine. Okay. Okay. All right. So how are we doing this? Deluge removes one of those. Let's start there. And see what we find. Okay. That's pretty funny. I don't really want to sweep my own board. I was kind of hoping for more instant speed removal, but I guess this works. We can grab another egg to deal 6 to everything, but at that point I think it's a bit overkill. Let's just grab iteration and stroke. Well, how good is counter magic really? It could just be burn the house down in case things get out of hand, but I think maybe I'm good for another egg. Okay, so we're going like... You know what? Do I just trade off here? No, I think we could take another turn of just chumping. We could chump, take 4. Sure. That's fine. Smashing again. It's kind of gross. Kind of gross. Am I playing this? I don't think so. I guess I'm good for another smashing. We go there. Submit. Auto pay. Remove this thing. Okay, we've successfully burnt down their entire board of multiple angels with literally just these 2 Ashmouth dragons and a lot of burn. And that was sort of my plan. Not just crash my 4/4 flyers into theirs, but do it in a way that sort of lets us play a mid-rangey game. I'm going to block there. They have 1 card in hand. They're dead on board right now. It's not looking too great for them. Even if they have removal, we just counter it and they're dead. And that's game. Nice little 2-0 against Angels. Again, we're just the better mid-range deck. Oof, better threats, more card draw, counter magic. Extra turn. Get in there with Izzet Dragons. I know it's annoying. I know the deck's strong, but I have not played it in a long time, and we're in the metagame challenge, so I want to get my packs.